This is Plant-Based Briefing. What is nutritional yeast and is it good for you? Part 1 by Ocean Robbins at foodrevolution.org. And I'm Marian Erickson, and this is the curated content plant-based podcast where I narrate a variety of articles on plant-based, compassionate, and eco-friendly living with permission in about 10 minutes or less every weekday. And today's article is by Ocean Robbins. He's CEO of Food Revolution Network, which is a nonprofit committed to healthy, ethical, and sustainable food for all. So now let's get to today's plant-based briefing. What is nutritional yeast and is it good for you? Part 1 by Ocean Robbins at foodrevolution.org. Summary: you'll find nutritional yeast in many plant-based recipes. It may look like a shaker of flakes you would feed to pet fish, but it's not fish food. So what is nutritional yeast, and can it be a healthy addition to your meals? If an Oscar existed for terrible brand marketing, the person who came up with the name nutritional yeast would get one. Yet you'll probably find a vat of nutritional yeast, also known as dietary yeast, in the fridge or pantry of most plant-based eaters. I even know people who carry a jar or shaker of nutritional yeast, which many devout users affectionately refer to as nooch, in their purse or car in case they encounter a bland meal. Nutritional yeast is even showing up on the menus of restaurants lately. You can find it as an ingredient in salad dressings and croutons. And it's even being used as a seasoning in omnivorous New York Times cooking recipes. So what is nutritional yeast? Where does nutritional yeast come from? Is it good for you? Why are some people fanatical about nooch? And are there any nutritional yeast dangers to know about? Wonder no more. Here's a deep dive to bring you everything you ever wanted to know about nutritional yeast. What is nutritional yeast? Nutritional yeast is a condiment or seasoning used to make bland dishes flavorful and delicious, and to add a burst of umami to almost anything. It also adds an appealing yellow-orange color to recipes. What does nutritional yeast taste like, you might ask? The flavor of nutritional yeast is somewhat savory, cheesy, or nutty. Nutritional yeast can be either fortified with added vitamins and minerals or unfortified. The former version is often used as a source of important vitamins and minerals, especially for plant-based eaters. Plus, nutritional yeast doesn't contain animal-derived ingredients. This makes nooch a useful culinary alternative to dairy cheese in certain dishes. Where does nutritional yeast come from? Nutritional yeast comes from the same species of yeast, Saccharomyces cerevisiae, used to make beer, bread, or kombucha. But it's a different end product. One major difference is that, for the most part, people use baker's and brewer's yeast in their active form. Nutritional yeast is inactive, so it has no leavening ability. In other words, it won't make dough rise, and it won't reproduce inside you, even if you eat it raw. Nutritional yeast is made by growing S. cerevisiae on a sugar-rich molasses medium, usually sugar cane or sugar beets. Then it is deactivated with heat, washed, pasteurized, dried, and crumbled. In the lingo of yeast professionals, nutritional yeast is a primary grown yeast, which means it's cultivated specifically for its nutritional value and not as a byproduct or a means to another recipe, which leads us to our next section. Nutritional yeast nutrition facts. Not only does nutritional yeast taste good, but it can also be good for you. Nooch has an unassuming appearance in the form of small flaky pieces or fine powder, yet it's packed with several nutrients that are in short supply in the modern Western diet. Mini disclaimer: though exact nutrients and their amounts can vary between brands, many nutritional yeasts have a similar nutritional makeup, especially fortified versions. Here's a cheat sheet linked here of the nutrition facts of some of the most popular nutritional yeast brands from the Vegetarian Resource Group. B vitamins in nutritional yeast. Fortified nutritional yeast is a powerhouse when it comes to B vitamins. 1 tablespoon of nutritional yeast may contain 30 to 180% of the reference daily intake, RDI, for various B vitamins. Some of these, including B1, B3, B5, B6, and B7, form naturally as yeast grows, and others, most notably vitamin B12, are found in nutritional yeast through fortification. B vitamins are involved in important bodily processes such as metabolism, energy production, DNA synthesis, brain function, hormone regulation, and making blood cells. Vegans and other people who eat a plant-based diet might look to nutritional yeast as a source of vitamin B12. Though fortified nutritional yeast will contain B12, it's usually not enough to rely upon for all of your needs, so other sources are still important. For more information about how to get the B12 you need, check out our article all about B12 linked here. Protein in nutritional yeast. Nutritional yeast is over 50% protein by weight. In fact, it contains more protein per calorie than any meat product out there. In only 1/4 of a cup of nutritional yeast, you'll find 8 grams of protein, 3 grams of fiber, very little sodium, and no sugar. Nutritional yeast is particularly rich in the essential amino acids lysine and tryptophan. Lysine helps the body absorb calcium, enhances the production of collagen, and may even prevent cold sores. Tryptophan is the precursor to 2 neurotransmitter hormones important for sleep, serotonin and melatonin. What minerals are in nutritional yeast? Nutritional yeast also contains a wealth of trace minerals such as zinc, selenium, magnesium, phosphorus, and potassium. These are all essential nutrients for good health. They also support a strong immune system and active metabolism. The potassium in nutritional yeast is particularly beneficial because most people in the modern world are getting too little potassium but too much sodium. This balancing of electrolytes is necessary to help regulate critical bodily functions. Nutritional yeast antioxidants. Nutritional yeast contains potent antioxidants too, which help prevent cell damage that can lead to many chronic diseases. One of the particularly potent antioxidants in nutritional yeast is glutathione, which plays an important role in cellular defense mechanisms. It can help protect your cells and eliminate toxins from your body. Nutritional yeast contains around 2.5 milligrams of glutathione per gram, a very concentrated amount. Nutritional yeast health benefits. These tasty little yellow flakes are much more than an easy way to sprinkle vitamins and minerals into your diet. Nutritional yeast has a wide range of health benefits backed by positive results from scientific research studies. Nutritional yeast and cholesterol. The beta-glucans in nutritional yeast may help lower blood cholesterol and triglyceride levels, which is good news for your heart. This effect has been researched primarily in oats, another rich source of beta-glucans, but yeast has similar benefits. The impact of yeast on cholesterol has been of scientific interest for a long time. In a small 1999 study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, 15 obese men with high blood cholesterol levels consumed 15 grams of yeast-derived beta-glucans every day for 8 weeks. They experienced an 8% reduction in their LDL or bad cholesterol levels by the end of the study. Also, in a 2015 study using a capsule of the yeast that nutritional yeast comes from, remnant lipoprotein particles in participants decreased by 15.5% over an 8-week period. These particles are triglyceride-rich precursors to LDL cholesterol and have been associated with the development of atherosclerosis and coronary artery disease. Immune effects of nutritional yeast. Studies show that the immune function of elite athletes is typically impaired by strenuous exercise, making them more likely in the short run to get sick. Nutritional yeast to the rescue. In one study, athletes who ate just 3/4 of a teaspoon of nutritional yeast per day experienced improved immune function. Another study focused on marathon runners. They consumed a spoonful of nutritional yeast daily, which reduced the post-race incidence of upper respiratory infections. It also increased the runner's overall physical and mental health. I'm definitely no elite athlete, but I know how worn out I can be after a hard workout. After doing this research, I'm going to be sprinkling on more nutritional yeast, and since I love the taste, it's not like I'm going to have to force myself. Athletes aren't the only ones who can benefit from nutritional yeast's immune benefits. Research shows that beta-glucans derived from fungi and yeast have immune-modulating effects and can significantly reduce symptoms of the common cold in anyone. You just listened to What is Nutritional Yeast and Is It Good for You? Part 1 by Ocean Robbins at foodrevolution.org. And I'm your host, Marian Erickson, and tune in tomorrow for the second half of this article, where we'll learn about nutritional yeast being good for your gut, any dangers you should be aware of, GMOs and nutritional yeast, why some people should avoid it, common nutritional yeast myths, and how you can use it. So please share this episode with anyone who might benefit, and thanks for listening.